Hello everyone, this is Imuu and today we will be talking about why the monster tree will never change. But first I'll be reviewing this chapter. So if you just want to hear my thoughts on why the monster tree will never change, go to the timestamp. As because of recording this right now, the chapter has just been released, so I will share my thoughts first. So at first, seeing the Straw Hats interact on the ship was very nostalgic, as we haven't seen the Straw Hats together on the ship since after Punk Hazard, which is about 400 chapters ago. I'm not sure, but this is like mad times, about 8 years if I'm correct. So that's a really long time, and seeing Jimbe on the crew was really good, also interacting with everybody. And regarding the bounties, as you can see, looks like Sanji has had a new bounty poster. Robin looks to be the same, and of course Luffy has the Sun God Nika on it. I really hope to see what they look on their bounties. And I made a bounty prediction, and the closest bounties that I have got was Nami and Robin. Chopper I said 500, Nami I said 300, which is close. Brook I said 255, Frankie I said 494, Usopp I said 400, I was wrong. Robin, I said 1 billion. Jinbei, I said 800 million. Sanji, I said 1 billion 450. Zoro, I said 1 billion 500. And at first I was actually a bit, I don't know, I felt it was very weird that Jinbei was higher than Sanji. But regarding the context of this chapter, yeah, it kind of makes sense, as you see how they deal with warlords in this chapter. So giving Jinbei a bounty like this, yeah, it fits in the context of this chapter. And regarding that Sanji is the fourth strongest in terms of bounty, well, this has never changed except after Whole Cake Island. Like after Enies lobby, when all the Straw Hats got bounties, Robin was higher than Sanji. After the Rosa, when they got the bounty rise, Usopp was higher than Sanji. So it makes sense that after becoming Ryonko, Jinbei is higher. Although if there wasn't any context to this chapter, maybe if Robin's bounty was higher, it would be better. But regarding this chapter and how Oda shows us how the Marines view the warlords, yeah, it makes sense. And I love the throwback to Sabaody, the return to Sabaody arc with Zoro calling Sanji number 4. And regarding the warlords, we see as expected that Buggy, like after I did my review on the Cursed Guild, it actually crossed my mind that this was Crocodile's idea, as Crocodile was the person who had a bounty hunters organization, so it makes sense for him to be the one to be hunting the Marines. But having also Mihawk, who is now being called, who used to be called the Marine Hunter, so it makes sense. And Buggy taking all credit also makes sense, as he is not a mastermind, he never was, he just falls into greatness. And if there was an ultimate universe where things didn't go wrong for Crocodile, he would have been titled the Yonko. And I would love to see how Crocodile has become even more powerful now, as his bounty right now is 1.9 billion. I would love if he actually learned the Haki, and was already using his devil fruit with a very, very efficient way. So having Haki will make him even more powerful. And seeing Mihawk's bounty being less than Shanks's by 500 also makes sense, as they are rivals. And Oda, as he played the rival card in this chapter with Zoro and Sanji, he also played it with Mihawk and Shanks, as the Navy say that he has better sword skills than Shanks. And they gave Buggy a really high bounty of 3.1 billion, as they think he's the one commanding them. So yeah, it makes sense as why now Buggy became an emperor, but it looks to be the crocodile is back in full force into the story, which excites me a lot, as he is one of my favorite character designs in One Piece. He is one of the drippiest in One Piece. So seeing him back in the story is actually really good. And finally we cut to Kamabaka Kingdom, where we see the revolutionaries that were in Marijua have all returned with Kuma, except for Sabo. And the end, he calls Koala. And we see that Kuma has lost all sense of humanity. I wonder if Vegapunk, if he is actually a revolutionary, he will fix him to be back human. But I don't know how will he fix him, as he seems to be dead and just a robot. So regarding the monster tree, as I have seen a lot of people talk about how either the new monster trio is Luffy, Zoro and Jinbe, or the new monster trio is Zoro, Sanji and Jinbe, or the monster crew tip, I don't know how to pronounce it, the four of them, which people who say this, in my opinion, don't understand what the monster trio stands for, as they think that Luffy, Zoro and Jinbe are the three commanders of Luffy, which is wrong, because as stated by Oda in this chapter, the updated bounties of the leaders of the 5,600 men Grand Fleet, Emperor Straw Hat and his 9 commanders, which makes sense. They are all the commanders of like the Whitebeard pirates, and bounties doesn't equal strength. And as I said in this review, that Sanji has always had the 4th highest bounty in the crew. He was never the 3rd, he was once the 2nd, but that was a one-off thing. So what does the monster trio stand for? I was going to make this video when a lot of people were suggesting that Yamato would join and how she would replace Sanji in the monster trio, which was also wrong, as if Kaido joined Luffy's crew, Sanji will be stronger. That's just a fact. Like, the monster trio dynamic is about the 3 strongest and the captain and his 2 leaders. As Zoro and Sanji, if Luffy is not on board, they are probably the ones who will lead. One of them will probably the one who will lead the Straw Hat. And we have seen examples of this. We have seen Zoro's wisdom, we have seen Zoro's leadership skills in Thriller War, and we have seen also Sanji's leadership skills in Dressrosa, when he took half of the Straw Hats and was the leader of them to Zou, and he was giving orders to everyone on the Straw Hat. And even when he went to Zou, they mistaked him for the captain, which is also something that happened to Zoro. Post time skip a lot, he was mistaken for the captain. So both of them are the leaders, just like Gold Roger had Rayleigh and Scopper Gabon as leaders for his crew. Luffy has Zoro and Sanji, and put this in mind, both of these leaders don't give or take commands from each other, as both of them are rivals. And a lot of people throw out the term gag rivalry, that Oda's just doing this for a gag, which Oda likes his gags and takes it very far, but this is not a gag, as both of them are relatively powerful in strength. And even in Onigashima, Oda liked to play this rivalry so hard that he called both of them the wings of the Pirate King, and he made Zoro cut fire and Sanji his body breaks blades. So this is to play on the rivalry card even more. And you can even look at their opponents throughout mostly all of the series, from the Alabasta saga to Wano. Mr. 1 and Mr. 2 were rivals, Kako and Jabra were rivals, King and Queen are rivals, and each one of them rivals each other in strength. And Oda, when he first introduced rivalry in the series, it was in an arc that was about 2 giants who were rivals to each other and decided to fight, and both of them didn't get any victories on each other for 100 years. So clearly the term gag rivalry is said by people who don't understand the story at all. So I just wanted to clarify If anybody doesn't understand what the monster trio represents, this video is for you, as the monster trio will always be Luffy, Zoro and Sanji. It will never change throughout the whole series. No matter what happens, no matter who joins, the monster trio will be the same no matter what happens. So if you enjoyed this video and this review, please like and subscribe, as it really helps me out a lot. This is Imuu, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!